Hi, my name is Mandy Mayer, and this is my Module 1 for our class EDL 856. A little bit about myself. I grew up in a small town in western Kansas. I graduated in the teacher education program from Fort Hays State University. I have been married for 11 wonderful years to my amazing husband. I have 3 great children. And I have taught kindergarten for 15 years now. Doesn't seem quite possible. This year, I've taken on a new role. It's my first year as the lead teacher at Sacred Heart Catholic School, so I transitioned to a new school, and I'm taking on some administrative roles and trying to learn the ropes. So that's been a big change and been a super exciting adventure this year with COVID and all of the great things that have gone on this year. Great year to get started. Talking about communication is very important, especially in the school setting. Ways that I have used, forms of communication that I've used before for the school, social media. The school in general has a social media page that they share information and details about the school through email, and also a weekly newsletter that gets sent out that has upcoming events and snippets from what's going on in the classroom and those sorts of things. From my classroom, I have used several different things. The one that I currently like the best is Blooms. I love using that for almost all of my parent communication, all notes that get sent home, my snack calendars. I don't send hardly any paper copies home anymore. I send those home through Blooms. I've used many others in the past, Class Dojo and Remind and those sort of things, but I really truly like Blooms a lot. I feel like that's a great form of communication for the classroom, and I tell my parents that at the beginning, that all my communication will be sent through Blooms. Class-wide communication will be sent through Blooms. They can message me through there and that sort of thing. Obviously, we still use email to communicate with parents and with other teachers, and then, of course, face-to-face through conferences and just building those relationships when they pick up their children at the end of the day and those sort of things. This year, face-to-face has been a little bit less just because of the situation. We've had to do conferences and some of those things virtually instead of face-to-face, but always preferred method, especially when you're having difficult conversations, is to do those face-to-face. Introductions. I believe that after reading these wonderful articles that introductions are super important. They create first impressions. You only get one chance to make a first impression. In your classroom, introductions set the tone for your class, and it's a great way to build relationships with parents. I've done different introductions in the past with my classroom. The last couple years has been a little bit more creative as far as having to do them virtually, creating a video. Even before I meet my students, I like to send a letter home to them introducing myself through a letter, and I always include a little video that they can scan, a QR code that they can scan, and then they get a video of me welcoming them and reading the letter for them in kindergarten, so that they have a little bit of an idea and they get to see my face before they actually walk into my classroom that first time. It also allows me to introduce myself to the teachers or to the parent, which is important. I believe in a parent meeting at the very beginning before we even start with classes. I meet with my parents and again introduce myself and give them a chance to ask questions and kind of go over a year, especially kindergarten. It's a lot of new coming at parents, and sometimes some of them are the first time they're sending their child to school, and so taking the time to have that meeting, I feel, is very important. Our district policy, there's a district policy with social media regarding our own personal social media accounts. So, we're not supposed to to friend parents unless you are a friend outside of class, some of those sort of things, policy with what you share, and what you share with parents, reminding you when you share things, those kind of things. And then also there's a policy that you're supposed to document parent communication, just so that you have that down, so that if you ever need that, you can go back, especially in difficult situations, or if you're, working on interventions or those sort of things, so that you know that you have talked to the parent and the parent is aware of what's going on, and you can document those times that you spoke with them, so that you have that record, which is super important and has come in very helpful at times. This assignment correlates to our standard because it provides us resources to help us deepen our understanding of communication through oral, written, and digital means. Introductions are an important way to communicate what you are about and how you can help meet the needs of the students in your classroom. I feel that this assignment is relevant because it is our job as teachers to help our students learn. Our first impressions are important. And you want to instill confidence in your parents that you are the best teacher for their child. You're exactly what their child needs to learn and grow. And building that relationship right from the start can help your year go so much better, and you can be on the same page. Reflection. This assignment has helped me see the importance of introductions. We're so much more than just our title. I know that we all fall into that. I myself do that, I'm a kindergarten teacher, or your name, and this is where I teach, and those sort of things. As an administrator, you're oftentimes the first person that new parents or students and staff or community members meet, and they work with you. And just like in the classroom, it's important that you set the tone and be inviting and welcoming to all that come into your school. Creating that sense of community and family within your school starts with the administration, and that starts even with that very first impression with your introduction. And being able to provide that for your school is super important as an administrator. Thank you so much.